Hi, Glenn. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mid-morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is the right thing to do. It's the grazing. It's the grazing thing that kills everybody. And so much of that is more habit or boredom than anything else, right? I guess that's snacking in total, boredom. Yes, yes. Easy. Seem to stay busy even though I'm not busy. It's okay. It's okay.
There's a nice ship behind you.
Oh, yeah. GT2 RS. Shit. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Wesley.
Nice to see you. Hi, Holly.
Hey, Glenn.
Thank you.
I should be back in 3 weeks. I get my second shot on the 8th,
Nice.
so hopefully I'll be back in person.
Good luck, Jack. Hi, Vitaly. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Alan.
Nice to be here with you.
Nice. Is that a University of Maryland jacket I see on?
It's Miami.
Oh,
Miami, excuse me. Steve, what's going, man?
And how is everybody today?
Great.
So, Jack, I'm counting on your team. You know, I said something to my brother the other day. He said he thought I'd never say it. I said, go blue.
Well, they're the only ones left in the Big Ten.
Oh, it's shocking. Shocking.
Nice to see you.
I thought Illinois was going to do much better.
Yeah, well, I think the Big Ten was overrated. The
I don't know
problem
about
was
that.
they didn't have enough, there wasn't enough interplay because people had very few non-conference games, so there really wasn't any way to judge the strength of conferences. If you just play your own, then how do you know who's the best?
Right. I know.
I mean, so when they put nine Big Ten teams in the dance, I mean, that was really kind of an overshot. That their women's team also made it to the Sweet 16. I was kind of
Right, I saw that, right. Yeah, so my brother was shocked when I said, go blue.
the only team left.
But I think I told you, his wife went to Michigan.
Oh, okay. That must make for an interesting marriage.
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna work. They've been married 54 years.
Yeah, I would think so.
Hi, everyone.
Who's that?
Barry?
Yes.
Jeff, oh. We don't have too many people there eating, do we?
Oh, Holly's eating or doing
Oh,
something.
yeah, Holly's eating. She's drinking anyway.
Yeah, the restaurant looks empty.
Yeah.
Looks like I can see the Crockett's and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm actually drinking V8
V8.
and eating
I have
grapes.
that for breakfast.
Yeah, sure you are, Holly. Yeah.
I have too much to do. No day drinking today.
Oh, okay.
Maybe tomorrow, but not today. I'm in Florida, in Estero, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and actually with the gal that I'm visiting is from the Buffalo Grove Rotary. She moved here. And with another girl who's the president of the Carroll Stream Rotary, and another friend of hers who came, who's a mortgage banker that lives, I don't even know, somewhere in Florida, came to visit last night. And she's a past president of the Rotary down here. So it's like.
So you had your
Wow.
own little Rotary gathering.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. Pure Rotary down here.
Yeah.
So you can turn in a lot of makeups.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the
who is
temperature there?
Are you there with Shannon?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that I.
I sure will. I sure
Is she,
will. Yeah.
is she from Buffalo Grove?
Yes.
Shannon? Who's the member
Yeah.
from Carroll Stream?
Marina
Marina.
Mattingly.
Mhm.
Yeah, say hi for me.
I will. Well, she and
Bruce?
her friend Pat went to the Keys for a couple of days, so they're gone for the weekend.
Yeah, I know her
Yeah.
well.
You know Marina? You know Marina?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
She's the
I'm
carrot.
gonna make a mosaic table for their classic coming up.
She makes you look quiet.
True. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful, but boy, is it hot. Oh, dear God. It's 88 degrees here, and
Wow.
it's so humid, and I'm such a northern girl.
So how long are you going to be there?
Till next Wednesday. I'm coming back on Tuesday.
Okay.
Holly, that's why I'm in Arizona.
Nice and dry.
Heat,
No
you know?
humidity.
Oh, but the heat is the heat. Oh, and I'm already sunburned. I went, I drowned in like 55 SPF. I still got burnt. Oh God. I'm a sun flunky. I need to be like up north in the pine trees. Like that's.
I am on mute, so you can say what you want.
But I'm going to go parasailing on Monday.
Oh, great.
Can't wait.
Have you done that before?
No, it's a bucket list thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hang gliding, parasailing. Oh, yeah.
Life
Can't
insurance.
wait.
You have your life insurance all paid up?
What's that?
You have your life insurance all paid up?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep. They can have it all. It says Rosemary Justin is speaking, but I don't hear Rosemary. So, Daryl, are you coming back anytime soon?
Middle of May.
Ah, you know, your hoodie was the only one that was back ordered. I told you that, right? Did I tell you that?
No.
Okay. So it'll be, as soon as it's in, it will be sent to me, and I can send it to you in Arizona if you like. or you want it this
That.
way.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes. Just hang on to it.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I won't be.
Daryl,
I won't be needing it here.
I don't think so. My other friend who lives out near you is coming back to Chicago in June too. So
It's
How
going to
hot is it
be.
there, Daryl?
I'm sorry.
How hot is it there now?
Well, it's only going to be in the 70s today.
Oh,
By the end of next week, it's in the 90s. So we'll be there the 1st of May, 1st of April. We'll be headed toward the 90-degree more than the 70-degree. But there's still quite a change, maybe 30, 40 degrees between night and day.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
So,
nice.
so it's still jacket weather. You know, it's 10, 12 here right now. So
I remember
It's
we used to
risky
go out
getting
every year in November for a golf, go out there every year for a golf outing in November. And we would wear, you know, we would strip on the course. We'd be wearing pants when we teed off at 6 in the morning. And then as the day went
Yeah.
on, we started taking layers off.
yeah,
And then when it got dark at night, we started putting it back on.
Hey, wait, guys.
Alan,
Come here
I
and
only
say
live
hi to
about
Shannon.
15 miles away from there.
Burnt garlic is here.
From Wigwam? Yeah, that's where we used to play.
Debbie was there yesterday
Hey,
for
guys,
lunch
say hi to
at
Shannon.
Red's.
There's Glenn Garlic.
Who is that, Holly?
Shannon O'Connor is
Shannon.
staying with me here in Florida.
Yeah.
Hello, Shannon.
Hello.
So Holly, is she using this as a makeup?
Quieter, not down. Yeah. What, Alan?
Is she using this as a makeup?
That would be great.
Okay.
I think you're trying to get over the fountain.
Oh, no, I don't know why I'm yelling. Because I just.
You know, in that group,
Idiot.
that 3 of the most energetic women or individuals in our district. Between the 3 of them.
Yeah,
What's that?
you're right. You're right.
I said that the 3 of you make up 3 of the most energetic individuals within our district.
Okay, yeah. And we do kind of, I have to talk quieter. I've been told. Shannon she's a powerhouse and she's working and she can hear me in her dining room. Which is, I'm outside on the lanai and so I need to bring it down if you're active.
I'm shocked, Holly. Someone would say you're too loud.
No, I just have that. I have that kind of voice. I recognize that. When I would go to football games, they would know immediately when I got there because I could like 3 football fields over would hear me. I know. Okay. Have to be mindful. Lower the volume. Who's the fellow speaking today?
Gonna get started in
Do we know?
about 60 seconds, guys.
Vitality. Rotary Children's Fund.
Cool.
Never heard of it, but it'll be interesting.
Will be something new.
Always nice to learn something new.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, Gary of G&J Accounting. How are you?
I don't have the sound on. Or maybe I don't have the sound on. I better tell them.
Fair and not seek selfish advantage. I will have an open heart and an open mind. My forgiveness to the people online who I did not have audio in there for. I'm doing this alone today, so my apologies for that. And if I could please have Mr. Jack Lucas, would you be so kind as to lead us in an invocation?
If we could pray. Dear God, we give thanks for this day and for the guests that are with us. We ask a blessing on the Rotarians here and around the world and the projects that they're working on. Bless this meeting and this food to our use. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Jack. Everyone, please be seated. And it is time to introduce any guests that we have today. And I do see that we have one guest online, and I will go ahead and introduce him for the benefit of all of our guests here today and Rotarians here in person. We have a fellow Rotarian here to talk to us. He's our speaker today. Welcome, Mr. Vitaly Bezrodnov, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, Vitaly. Thank you. And I'm looking around to see if we have any guests in person today, and I am not seeing any so far. Jeff Miller is waving at you, everyone, just so you could see. There's Jeff Miller. He's waving. Yep. So we're going to do what we've done for the past couple of weeks. We're going to allow everyone who's here in person and you guys online to commiserate in a little bit smaller groups. We're going to put everyone into breakout sessions for about 5 minutes right now and let everyone talk in smaller groups, and I'm going to come right back.
This happened to me last time that I was tuned in. He's making it so we can go on to some breakout sessions while people just gather, but I can never get in.
Oh, no.
I don't really care.
I get that. My purple's not turning out.
Huh.
I think I get, oh no, I got some blue in this one. I don't want that.
You did blue and red?
Yeah, but I think my red, I cut too big of a hole. So my ratio's off.
Oh, sure.
Big deal. Just be a really dark.
Okay, so the light fixture in the upstairs bath.
Yeah.
It says on the note to replace the bulbs and clean the fixture.
Okay.
The bulbs were not bad.
Okay.
It does require me to like take apart the whole fixture to swap out the bulbs.
Okay.
And I was just letting you know it'd be a little time involved.
I'm fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
we're good. You do you.
Okay, this is a interesting little fixture.
Hey, Rosie. Want some cheese later on? I'm okay right now. Concentrating on this cake.
What we do for our children, right, Jeff?
I'd do anything for that little girl. Just so excited to have her home.
Well, you're getting there.
Maybe that was too much on one side.
No, it's good turning purple.
There we go. Just be a really dark purple.
It's okay.
Yeah. As long as there's purple, I just can't not have
Oh,
purple.
you're right about that.
That would just be terrible. There we go. Okay. That should do it, I believe. Let's check her out. All right, this looks very much like a purple.
Uh-huh.
Good about that. This green is more of a green now. Maybe another one.
It's amazing how much color dots you have to add
I know.
to get a decent hue.
Okay, I think that is definitely a good green. Yellow brightens up a bit. Good. She was so impressed when I made this last year. So, to do it again. I was impressed too.
I'm very impressed.
All right, I think those are good. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Now it's easy. It's just one of those, it's like with ties. It takes time, but it's really easy to do. You just pour them in one at a time, one way and then backwards the other way, and then it's done. Oh, there she goes. I'm good with you, Rosie. Okay, so for the first pan, start with the red batter. Pour 1/3 of a cup into the center of the pan and let it spread by itself. Do not touch batter. Once in pan, next pour 1/3 of the orange into the center. On top of the red, continue with yellow, green, blue, and purple, working quickly and letting each 1/3 of a cup spread evenly on its own. Okay?
Hey, Bill, I tried to put you in a meeting with everyone else. I apologize. I didn't get you in there, so sorry about that. Hope you and Mimi are doing well. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's nice to see everyone again. I hope that was all right with everyone, and my sincerest apologies to Bill and to Rosemary. Hey, Dick. There we go. Who I tried to put into groups, and apparently I had a tough time getting you assigned. So hopefully those who were in groups had a decent time there. And we're going to get back to the meeting right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't mind, eyes on me if that's all right. Let's cease all of our conversations and get the meeting back to order if that's all right. Order in this room, please. Order. I know it's a tough thing to do, to pay back attention after having such fun with our friends. Jim Algrim is here. It's unbelievable, right? How lucky are we to see Jim Algrim? Yeah. Yeah, applause for Jim Algrim. That's right. So, going to get started with the good news of the week, just like we always do. And I caught a couple of good, fun ones to share with you guys this week. Hopefully you'll think so as well. First one, a Tennessee man. Mute myself here. A Tennessee man loses $1 million winning lottery ticket in the parking lot, but finds it once again. Thought that was unbelievable. He's so lucky he might need to go out and buy a lottery ticket after that. You know, I like some good vaccine news as well. And here's some good vaccine news for everyone. Krispy Kreme is giving away free donuts to anyone who is vaccinated. So bring that vaccine card into Krispy Kreme and get yourself a nice glazed. Last story, and this is another vaccine one that I thought was really cool. A couple that first met at Fenway Park 54 years ago returned there this past week to get vaccinated together. I thought that was a nice, cute story. And if that makes you happy, just like it did for me, maybe you might feel good enough to give some happy dollars to our club. And I'll start online. Is there anybody who has any happy dollars who's joining us? Holly, go ahead.
Dollars for me?
Yeah.
You're still muted, Holly. Holly, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm $10 happy because I'm in Florida right now for a week and with several Rotarians, just having a great time. Yay.
Congratulations. Enjoy. Mr. Daryl Moon, go ahead.
My wife and I have both received our second vaccine, so we're good to go in about 2 weeks.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Anybody else from the online space happy and want to give any happy dollars for us? Seeing none, is there anybody here in person who's happy today and wants to give some happy dollars? And you know what? I'm going to go me first, I'm going to go my dad, and then we'll go Mr. Bill Kelly here. So I'm $5 happy because I decided to take off next week and do a little mini vacation by myself, going down to Carbondale to go do some golfing and some hiking and some commiserating down there. So I'm going to have a good time. And I found out while I was down there that Jackson County has like hundreds of vaccine appointments open. And I got myself my choice between which vaccine I wanted. And I got an open appointment when I wanted to on Monday at 4 o'clock to go get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So that's wonderful. And if anyone else, wants the vaccine and is having trouble getting it, hundreds of appointments available in Jackson County, Illinois right now. And if you want the link, let me know and I'll get it to you because, you can have your pick of those things. Next up, let's see who else is happy. Let's see, my father's here. Dad, what makes you happy today?
I just got $5 happy to be here with my lovely wife, Lisa.
Hey, thank you. And how dare I neglect to introduce my mom as a guest today? Things just slipped my mind. So Alan, I'm sure, is dutifully writing that down. Mr. Bill Kelly.
At the risk of rubbing salt in the wound of any of the Fighting Illini fans, $5 happy. Go Ramblers.
Go Ramblers. Go Ramblers. Thank you, Bill. I'll take that after the meeting. Thank you. All right, Mr. Jim Algrim.
Just happy to be here.
All right. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate it. Thank you. And give me a second. I'll come back to collect that in just a moment. Appreciate it. Anybody else happy online or in person? Any other happy dollars to give today? Seeing none, we will move this show right along.
I don't know why my video's not working.
There we go. Now I'm back in frame. Nice to see everyone. So what do we got next? We've done happy dollars now, and it's time for any club business or announcements that we have. Is there anybody who has any club business or announcements, either online or in person? Looking around, and there's nobody furious. Oh, Nancy Redden. And Nancy, would you mind coming up here to speak? Thank you.
It's a save the date. We do have a live installation of officers, and I know it's off, but it is for June 24th. So please mark your calendars for installation, and we'll give you details as soon as we have them gathered.
Nice. All right, June 24th. It's on. Thank you. I now have an expiration date. How about that? It
So,
is official.
Wes, I have a question about the installation.
Go ahead, Mr. Allen Gabe.
Is the installation going to be in person, virtual, or both?
Alan's question to you was, is the installation going to be in person, virtual, or some combination of both?
Well, we would like to encourage it to be live for everybody, but I'm sure Tom and you
To answer the question, Alan, Nancy says that she wishes for it to be live in person and to have everyone here. And if we need to do it online, Nancy is sure that Tom and I can come up with something. That's great. Any other club business or announcements? Anything from the people who are joining us virtually? Seeing none, we are moving right through this today, and very glad to have our speaker already with us, because Vitalia might be handing it over to you a little bit earlier than typical. It is now time for us to do the Queen of Diamonds. And now I ask for everyone's forgiveness in this, because it is my first time doing this in Tom's spot. We all know how good Tom has been at doing the Queen of Diamonds, but this is my first shot at it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so everyone can see it, and share motion and video. And thank you to everybody who already purchased a ticket. And here's our picker wheel, thanks to Tom Ghosh. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle all the names that are on it right now. And get ready to spin it. Everybody ready? Here we go. Rachel. All right. Congratulations to Rachel. Yes. All right, Rachel. So give me one moment. Is Rachel with us today? I'm looking around to see her, and I don't see Rachel with us. So what that means is, what we're going to do is we default to the lowest number on the board. And if you give me just one moment, I might be able to pry this out. Lowest number on the board is number 1. All right, and it is the 4 of clubs. 4 of clubs. I'm sorry, Rachel, but thank you for participating. And to everyone else, the contest goes on another week. So thank you to everyone. And with that, it is time to turn it over to our Sage Fine Master this week, Mr. Allen Gabe. Put it together for Allen Gabe, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. President. So what I would like to have happen is, since the screen is so small, I can't see who is at the meeting. How many people are in person there, Wes?
22 people in person today, Alan.
So could you, I would need 2 bag people over there at the meeting to collect the fines, unless you're doing them online. I don't know how you're doing them. It's way above my pay grade. So we're going to start out with, I lost what I was going to do, so I'm going to try it this way. So Wes, I'm going to start with you, because you're my buddy.
Ouch. All right.
You did 2 things that were kind of in error. One of them you mentioned was you neglected to introduce your mother, which is terrible. And the other thing is that it's the Queen of Hearts raffle, not the Queen of Diamonds raffle. So unfortunately,
on only one of those 2 points, I do need to correct you. Right now, it does happen to be the Queen of Diamonds raffle, as we are a cheap club, and the Queen of Hearts was already drawn on the first ticket off of the board. So we decided to move to the Queen of Diamonds being the winner now. In
Yes,
frugality.
that is correct. It's the Queen of Diamonds winner, but it's not the Queen of Diamonds raffle. So you want to keep arguing with me?
Kelly's a lawyer.
Keep going. So we'll leave it at $5 for you. So as in the past, if you're wearing the same Rotary attire that I am wearing today, you get a pass of all fines. Is that Grunwald meeting? Hello?
You broke up, Alan. Is who there?
Is Pat Grunwald at the meeting?
She is. She's
Well,
hiding.
Pat, you get a pass on all fines today. Pat was so kind to send me a happy birthday card, and it was very nice to have somebody in the club recognize it was my birthday. So Pat, you have no fines against you today. If you did not respond to this week's question, that'll be a $2 fine. Some of the questions, I was very pleasantly surprised at the responses. They were outstanding this week. I was surprised that only 2 people mentioned the Cubs World Series. So anybody who mentioned the Cubs World Series, that'll be a $2 fine. If you did not reach out to a fellow Rotarian this past week, that'll be a $2 fine. And obviously Holly doesn't have to do that because she's surrounded by Rotarians, but they're not in our club. So this rule is you have to reach out to a Rotarian in our club. If you did not, that'll be $2. If you're not wearing a pin, that'll be $2. And if you were late to either coming online or if you were late to the in-person meeting, that'll be a fine. So I want to go to some of the people who responded. So we're going to have a quiz about how well we know our fellow Rotarians. And this was something that came out with the answers to this week's question.
I like that. That kitchen timer.
The person involved is a woman. So that gives you, that eliminates some of the people. So you can't guess people like Jim Fabrini or, Ted Gross. But this person, this woman, was on her high school track team. Not only was she on her high school track team, she was the anchor person on their relay team that won the state championship. So I'm going to give you 5 names, and if I mention your name, do not vote, because obviously you know the answer. So the 5 people are Holly, Jody, Eileen, Rosemary, or Heather. So if you, and now this is a 4-way test, is it the truth? So all the people, can they hear me at the meeting, Wes?
Be loud and clear, Alan.
Okay, so if you think Holly was the high school sprinter who won the state championship, raise your hand.
Mom, you can't vote. Mom.
If you think Heather was a high school sprint championship, raise your hand. If you think it was Jody who was the high school sprinter champion, raise your hand. If you think it was Eileen who was a high school sprinter champion, raise your hand. And if you think it was Rosemary who was a sprinter in high school, raise your hand.
I want to see lots of hands.
The winner and champion of the state high school sprint, Eileen Higginbottom, who was the star runner on the high school team. So other people who came through who had very good response were Jim Fabrini, who coached his son's team to a championship, and Ted Gross, who coached his team to a championship. So I'd love to see Jim's team and Ted's team play against each other, but since we can't do that, each of them will pay a $2 fine. Another baseball one was Mike Erickson, who many of you don't know. He was a academic All-American baseball player at Wesleyan. I hope I pronounced that correctly, and if I didn't, too bad. But he played in the Big Little League World Series, which is people from up to 18 years of age, and his team won the championship. They played at the training facility for the New York Yankees in New York, and he hit a single off a 400-foot wall, which is quite a feat. But what I don't understand, Mike, why was it only a single if it was 400 feet? So
It's a
you're
great
going to have
question.
to pay $2 for not legging it out to a double. Some of the others were memorable where they went with family members. We had a couple race car drivers, race car events, which were exciting. We had 2 Blackhawk victories. We had 2 White Sox victories. So if you did not respond to this week's question, except for Jody, because she allegedly never received it, that'll be $2. Jody's most memorable event was going to a Bears-Packers playoff game as the guest of Glenn Jurgat, and saw the Packers win and was fortunate enough to walk out of Soldier Field alive. With all the random Bear fans.
Vince says Glenn made her walk home.
No, Glenn is too much of a gentleman for that. If you did not bring a guest today to Chandler's, that'll be a $2 fine.
Ouch.
If you did not order a hoodie for club, wonderful camaraderie, that'll be a $4 fine. The hoodies are phenomenal. Surprisingly, I was going to wear it today, but then I figured everybody who ordered one would have worn one to get out of fines for not wearing what I'm wearing, and you surprised me. So if you do not order a hoodie, that'll be a $2 fine. If you were at the meeting and you're not wearing your badge, that will be a $2 fine. And if you're sitting there eating and you're not paying any attention to what I'm saying, that'll be a $2 fine. And that's all I have for today. Everybody have a safe, healthy weekend. Good Pesach, everybody. Saturday night's the first night of Passover. And I hope to see everybody soon. And everybody get your vaccinations. Bye-bye. Wes, it's back to you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Alan. And did you have anyone specifically in mind, Alan, for that last fine that you gave out? Anyone specifically not paying attention to you?
Where is the?
I can't, it's all like, they all look so, it's like when you're on an airplane and you're looking down, everything looks like, people look like ants. That's what I'm seeing here on this Hollywood Squares. So
They are ants. That's jokes on you, Alan.
everybody who's the Chandler's pay a $2 fine.
To get that compliment at that level.
Thank you, Alan. We sincerely
Wes
appreciate
suggested it, so if you're mad at anybody, be mad at Wes.
Thank you so much, Alan. We appreciate you raising money for our club. And now it is time to turn it over to our speaker today. And I'll ask myself to go ahead and introduce the speaker today. Joining us from Rotary Club, he's coming to us on the East Coast, a fellow Rotarian, Mr. Vitaly Bezrodnov, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, Vitaly.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity to be with you. It's very nice to be with you and share about organization and the program that I'm very passionate about for a number of years. I'm not computer whiz. I'm not a computer guru like Wes. I'm just musician. But I worked my way around Zoom and I prepared for a presentation. I hope you enjoy. For the best experience of this presentation, I will ask you to put me in the speaker view so you can see me on the full screen and the Zoom participants as well, because there'll be things flying behind me. So I already feel that I'm at the great club with the great people. And I'm sure Alan is in charge of all fundraisers for the club, and it's a very successful club. I'm sure you're doing great things for the local community. I'm sure you're involved in the international projects. I want to start my presentation with the words that I'm very proud to be one of you, one of 1.2 million Rotarians around the world. And my presentation today will be about organization that's called RCEF, or the Rory Children's Fund. This is how it started, and it's International Cultural Exchange Program. As you said, you didn't know and didn't hear about this organization before, so hopefully I'll put some presentation and introduce it. Everything is good, Wes?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So right in the beginning of presentation, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be clear that Rotary has great youth exchange program where so many thousands of youth study someplace abroad with Rotary supervision. Great successful program, and we're not there. We're different. It's a great program, but we're not there. Rotary had great GSC, Group Study Exchange program, very successful program. I've been involved in this program and worked with the groups when they came to our district 7710 from Colombia, Argentina, France, Belgium, Russia. Great program, but we're not part of that either. Rotary has a great friendship exchange program. I've been a part of this program before pandemic started, traveled to Croatia, had a fantastic time, came back and joined the committee in our district for the friendship exchange. Great program. I want to do this again and again, but we are not part of that either. We're just one of organizations that was started by a Rotarian or the Rory Club, because I strongly believe the power of Rory is each one of us, a Rotarian, with the success and experience behind us. Because when we Rotarians come up with a great idea, great project that makes difference, and we Rotarian support it, most of the times we're successful. One of the greatest success story of the modern time is the Polio Plus program that started in some way like that, with a great intention to make the world safer and a better place to live in. And my program today and presentation will be an organization that was inspired by Rotarians, put together by Rotarians, and run by Rotarians. Since everybody Rotarians, I'm pretty sure that everybody knows the four-way test. I will ask you permission to relate my program today to the four-way test. I'm sure that everybody knows that. I just wanted to make sure how important is that fifth thing, particularly for this club. I think it's important, at least this is what I heard so far. And Ellen put the good atmosphere in the club meeting. But
That's the truth.
Let's start it with that. Is that the truth? With this presentation, is that the truth about the organization, about the program, about the presentation? To be able to better understand where I'm coming from and what I will try to tell you, you need to know a little bit about myself, because I was the one who started this program back in the last century. I mean, in the 90s. I was born right there in the south of Kazakhstan. It was part of Soviet Union. Soviet Union collapsed. Kazakhstan became an independent country, Muslim country, surrounded by the Muslim countries. I was raised there in the international community, traveled away from home for 3,000 kilometers away, went through the music school, music college, music conservatory, joined very famous touring company, and by my 20th, I've been in quite a few different countries in the world. In 1992, we got a chance to come to the United States to participate in the cultural exchange. We toured for 3-4 weeks, had a great time. When there was time to go back home, a friend of mine said, stay a little bit longer, see a little bit more of America. And I thought, there probably will not be another chance for me to see United States again. So I decided, and I stood a little bit longer, and a little bit longer, and a little bit longer. Eventually, I immigrated to United States. That happens. I mean, we all immigrants here. We came this generation or a few generations before. When I found myself in this wonderful free country of opportunities, I thought, what can I do? I couldn't do much. I was a musician. So I put together a music group called Moscow Nights. And this group became pretty popular pretty quickly. In the middle of the 90s, we climbed right to the top. We started to travel and perform like crazy. New York City, Alaska, Hawaii, islands, Europe. We would perform every day and people will say, oh, you're good. We probably were good because we went through the music conservatory for so many years, learned to play music. We were different for sure. In some way, we were kind of successful. You probably asked the question, how much money did you make to consider yourself successful? Let's say this way, at that time, performing every day, each of us per day or per hour made more money than most people in Russia made per month. So in some way, we were kind of successful. So we perform in the Disney World, we perform in the Dollywood, if you're familiar with that wonderful place. And we were greeted and performed at the private parties for the famous people like, oh, this is Dolly, she's a very nice person. Actually, she has her own literacy project with the program with the Rory, and I met with her team many times at the Rotary conventions. One day, as a group, we got invited to the meeting. We didn't have any idea, and we didn't care because we perform every day. But friend of us who we respected very much said, pay attention. The best people will be gathered at that meeting. It was intriguing. So in the end, it was a Rory meeting. 1995, Denver, Colorado. There was around 600 people gathered together. And there was so many Rotarians from Russia and former republics, and many Rotarians from the United States. Different clubs were represented there. We were invited there to put flavor of Russia to that meeting, since there was so many Rotarians from Russia. We went on the stage, did the presentation, then we were offered a table to stay there as guests. That's a pretty normal thing for us, for Rotarians, to be hospital, right? So we're sitting there at the table, listening conversation. Things that I heard at that meeting changed my life. I'm pretty sure that every one of you had your reason to join Rory. You joined Rory because you heard about wonderful things that Rotary does around the world and you want to be a part of it. You join Rory. Maybe you join Rory because you saw that a Rotary club doing a great things for the local community. You want to participate, volunteer, and you join Rory. Maybe. Maybe you join Rory because you got a call from Daryl, from Jack, and they said, hey, come and join our group. We have a great group, great atmosphere. We meet once a week and do good things for community, and you join Rory. I don't know. You had your reason. My reason was right there at that meeting. People started to talk, and I hear that one club will stand up and say, ladies and gentlemen, our club traveled to Russia, to Siberia. The Soviet Union collapsed, new government is not there. There are lots of sick people, there are doctors, there are facilities, but the doctors cannot really help their people because they're lacking medical equipment. Anything as Rotarians we can do to help those people. Another club stood up and say, yes, we do have something because we travel there as well. There's medical equipment. We have it in the storage. Local hospital did renovation. We got it. We would like to dedicate it to this project. Medical equipment for $5 million. Another club stood up and said, oh, if you do that, our club would like to travel there and we will install it and set it up. Our expense, will have some fun. Another club stood up and said, we have a connection with the Air Force. We fly to that part of the world. So give us 3-4 weeks, give us your equipment and consider it done. We'll take care of that. And the speaker said, done. Let's move to the next topic. When I heard that, it put goosebumps on my skin because I immediately felt I am in the company of great people. People with a goodwill, experience, and a success behind them. People who can make things done. To me, it was a sign. I want to be one of those people. I want to learn about organization. I want to join this organization. In the future, if there's a chance, I would like to contribute by being a part of this organization. At that time, I lived in a place called Boulder, Colorado. Did you hear about that little wonderful town? I mean, not little anymore. Unfortunately, sad news a couple days ago, there was shooting happening right there where I lived. But at that time, in the 90s, I was a pretty known guy there. If you ever travel to Boulder, you know that there's a place called Pearl Street Mall. And there's no cars, lots of shopping malls and musicians playing there. I was a pretty famous guy playing accordion. People on the weekends will come there by hundreds with their families to listen to me play accordion. I guess I was somewhat good. I made lots of friends there. But my music business moved me from Boulder, Colorado to Cleveland, Ohio. And my friends started to make fun of me. They said, what happened in your life? You had to make that move from Boulder, Colorado to Cleveland, Ohio. I didn't understand the humor then because I didn't hear the stories about the burning rivers in the Cleveland, Ohio. It's old stories like dinosaurs. To me, it was very logical move because people know accordion and it's very multicultural community. When I moved there, I was referred by the district governor after that meeting from Colorado to another district governor in Ohio, and I became the youngest member of the Lakewood Rocky River Rotary Club on the west side of Cleveland. Pretty big club, around 150 people will come at a live meeting. Did you hear what I just said? I became the youngest member. Do you remember 90s? When I come to the meeting of 150 people, the next person by the age at the club could be my grandfather. But I knew I'm in the right place with the great people. There's a lot I can learn from them. I want to be like them. And one of my sponsors was the German Carl Johnson. He was the World War II veteran. He was one of those soldiers who in 1945 on the April 25th met with Russian soldiers on the Elbe River. I knew from research that my grandfather was fighting on another side of that river very same time. It's just coincidence. But so many years passed. In the 90s, veterans found a way to get in touch with each other, start to communicate, and it worked out that our veterans, and some of them Rotarians, went to visit to Russia, to Volgograd, former Stalingrad, where the biggest battle of the World War II happened. When they went there, they had such a great visit. They came back and they said, we chartered their Rotary Club. Volgograd Rotary Club became pretty active Rotary Club. And when Rotarians from there started to come to Cleveland and to United States, by being a youngest member of the club and speaking 2 languages, I became a translator, entrepreneur, driver, host, and everything else. I was happy to be it because the mayor of Volgograd was guest at my house. And when I saw that people from different sides of the Iron Cold War got together, made such a good friendship and understanding between each other, they broke stereotypes. I was convinced you cannot fool those people anymore with the propaganda that our governments fed to us for so many years, that media is doing right now, trying to convince you, you cannot live in peace, you cannot be friends, you have to consider each other as enemies, and all that stuff. To me, it was very clear, if this kind of connections and exchanges can really improve relationship between people in the countries, maybe we can put together the system, multiply this kind of experiences. I had an idea. I proposed it to the club. Senior members of the club supported me. Committee organized. We met a number of times, and in the end, on August 27, 2003, fully formed and registered 501c3 organization, Rotary Children's Fund, was funded. Organization was meant to build cultural bridges and manage cultural exchanges, improve relationship and understanding between people on different continents. I actually had an opportunity to travel and present this program to RI president at that year. And that was me when I was young. Somehow, I feel that he doesn't remember that meeting. To me, it was pretty exciting thing. I mean, to visit with the Rory president and have a little speech, that was something. So we started to bring groups over from one country to another country. And in the beginning, we thought that people will come forward and will say, you're doing right things, we'd like to support you. Didn't happen. We really had to put together a system. We had to get in touch with the Rotary clubs in different countries, different organizations, educational institutions, select young people, make them cultural ambassadors of their country, travel them across the border, give them opportunity to present these programs and convince people and organizations this program makes difference. It's improve relationship and understanding between people. So eventually the main activity for our organization became this International Cultural Exchange Program, and we called it Golden Gates. Why Golden Gates? Not because Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. No, no, no. Remember, I was living in Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland doesn't have Golden Gate Bridge. Not because this structure behind me, it's a structure in downtown of Kyiv, Ukraine. It's called Zoloty Varata, Golden Gates. Not even that, it's 1,000 years old. But because one of the first groups who came in and participated in the program was the group called Zoloty Varata, Golden Gates. What does that really mean? It means gates to your heart to heart, soul to soul connection. When you say, let's be friends, you really mean it. You trust your friends, you respect your friends, you support your friends. Without that would be a great name for this kind of exchange program. Zoloty Varata, in the English interpretation, Golden Gates. This is why it came up with a grammatical mistake with the S in the end, but this is what really means exact translation. Is it fair to all concerned? Who are concerned people here in the parties? I guess participants. Since 2003, we had chance to bring groups from country to country multiple times. Over 40 groups came to United States. And when the groups will come, we prepare the tours for them. They travel between 6,000 to 12,000 miles. They travel between New York City to San Francisco and back. Each group per tour will present their programs for up to 50,000 people. And overall, since 2003, we reached over 1 million people. I'm not talking about the media, TV, social media. I'm talking about over 1 million people in the United States came to live presentations of those groups. And this is, we feel it's a pretty good accomplishment for any kind of nonprofit organization. So we're very proud of this. And it was easy to start with Russia because my Russian background and connections in the beginning, but later other countries joined, like Ukraine, like Armenia, Lithuania, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Georgia, and other countries. And when young people travel and tell you about their country and present the program, they really break stereotypes. I'm talking about your stereotypes, ladies and gentlemen. For example, how much do you know about country of Armenia before you meet with these young people who will tell you all the best about their country? Probably not much. You probably know that there was a mountain Ararat You wrote the Bible in the Noise story. It's in Armenia. How much do you know about Ukraine? You probably heard some things politically happening in the Ukraine, but do you know much about Ukraine itself? Probably not. How about Kazakhstan? I was born in Kazakhstan. I was raised there. If you didn't see a movie Borat, Jim, you probably don't know anything about Kazakhstan. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to be funny. I tried to watch that movie a couple of times. I can tell you that nothing in that movie is about Kazakhstan except the name and the flag that they took. But actually, when that movie came out, our organization was invited to Kazakhstan. We met with the government, we met with the Minister of the Culture, we offered the young people group, and we toured them to United States to tell the true thing, history, culture, tradition, and what Kazakhstan is about. And when the groups travel, we make sure while traveling through the United States, they get the right impression of the United States. So we set up tours, so they visit local museums, national monuments, parks, they meet with the people, they learn the history of the United States, they break their stereotypes that came from Hollywood movies. And when they learn about the United States, true thing, they fall in love with the United States. Believe me or not, but there's a lots of anti-American propaganda is happening in the media and all those countries. So it's making a big work to changing those stereotypes. And when these groups do present their programs in the United States, around 65-70% of all the programs that they present happen to be in the public schools, colleges, and universities. Before each group comes, we work with them for a couple months. We put together a study guide that thick. We gather all information about their country, all related to that country, send it to the schools, to the colleges that are going to see these groups to perform. And when the kids learning about this country for a couple of months, when the group will come, they present the program as finale for that study in the form of assembly, class visit, workshop, presentation, residency, etc. From the things that you heard so far, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Will this kind of program build a goodwill and better friendships? Difficult to imagine that it will not. When young people travel and they present true thing about their country to you, to American people, when they learn about United States, they learn the true thing about United States, breaking the propaganda and stereotypes that they got from their media sources in their country. When they make friends and build cultural bridges, it's definitely build a goodwill and better friendships. But will it be beneficial to all concerned? If we're talking about over 500 young people who participate in the program, chance for most of them to come to the United States to see all those things without being in the program is so small, they have an often better chance to become astronauts and go to the moon than chance to come to United States Embassy, apply for the visa, pay the fee that often costs their parents 1 month's salary, come to the interview, get denial in the first 30 seconds of their interview without explaining why and without getting your money back. It's a reality right now. But here, they come, they travel, they see, they learn, they perform. It's a lifetime opportunity for them. So we can say definitely, it is beneficial for participants. Is this beneficial for our kids and grandkids who see all those programs? From the things that we hear from teachers and from parents, it's absolutely fantastic opportunity to get exposed, learn, see, and understand the world that they're going to live in is much bigger than just a town, that Illinois, even United States, when they have the access and they know that there's diversity, there's a races, there's a different cultures, there's a history behind each country in different parts of the world, they will live different life. They will understand this world differently. It's definitely beneficial to them. It's been proven many times. Is this beneficial for the older kids in the colleges and universities to see these programs? I guess so, because we visit many of them. By traveling, we get invitations and visit and do the presentations, lectures, and programs in many of the colleges and universities through the United States. What about the general public? I guess so, because we get invitations and perform on those festivals, cultural festivals, between 300 to 10,000 people would come to see their programs. One of those is a cheesecake festival in Chicago, where there were over 50,000 people were there. Different denominational churches, they always like to open the doors and show and teach these young people, this is the values this country was built on. In God we trust. It's a free country, free faith. We want you to learn about that. We want our people to hear what the situation is in your country. And of course, number one fans of this program are senior citizens. They appreciate the music, culture, history, instruments, and we always try to line up as many programs as possible during the tour for our respected senior citizens. And every time when we travel, we get in touch with you, with Rotarians, with the Rotary Club. On average, per each troop, we visit between 15 to 25 Rotary clubs. We present programs at the Rotary Club meetings, contribute to the fundraising events, doing some socials, do something for the kids, for the seniors. Often with support of Rotarians, we set up the event for the community. Bring the community together, highlight this country, and let everybody know we're Rotarians, we're here. This is just one of the ways we can improve the relationship and understanding between people. We connect the world. And we always try to bring these programs and these groups to the places that Rotary clubs often sponsor and support, like Boys and Girls Clubs, summer camps, special schools, and performing everywhere. Performing arts centers, concert halls, Carnegie Hall, Kodak Theater, Olympic Games cultural program, Disney World. We've been supported by the different influential and political people like, oh, Senator Durbin is here. Yes, senators, governors, congressmen, mayors of different cities. When we meet with them in person, they will say, Rotarians in charge, Rotarians involved, it must be good. We'll support it. Great program. We do finish our programs in Washington, D.C. We set up the event for the community. Embassy of that country will support the event. Media will come out, will say, this is the true cultural ambassadors. And Rotary leads the way. Rotarians in charge. We do get lots of publicity from the newspaper, from media, from the news, from the TV. And we always have using that opportunity to put it out. Rotary Club sponsor this, Rotary Club support this, Rotary leads the way. Is there anyone who is listening presentation right now had a chance to go to the Rotary conventions before? Excellent. Glenn, you probably will be with me on that, Will. You probably will be too. When you get to that crowd of Rotarians, 10, 15, 20,000 Rotarians, by being there, you can really feel that buzz. The goodwill force is definitely there. Especially when you go to conventions, you can feel, see, and understand how much Rotary puts the energy and resources to bring young people in, to let them understand what the Rotary is about so they grow and they join us here at Rotary. Remember this convention, Glenn? It's a 15,000 of us closing in Toronto, and there's around 1,000 Rotaractors will run along the aisle to the main stage, and they'll make lots of crazy noise. Nothing special, but we're there. We see them, we hear them, we feel them. We know young people with us. They're following us. We have the future. It's important to get connected with the young people. Remember this convention in Hamburg, Germany? Such a big convention. There was 2 openings, 2 closings. The stage was there, size of the football field. Pressured moment, and the young people will come on the stage one by one with the flags of their country. They will say, this is my country, Rory is there, and we're proud to be part of it. And I think we're doing a pretty good job connecting with the young people, because over 500 young people who participate in the program met with you, got inspired, they go big, they're already part of us. They come back, they join Rotaract clubs, they join a Rotary Student Exchange program, eventually they join Rotary. This group behind me, group from Ukraine, they traveled through the tour, came to Chicago, they got inspired by Rotarians, they went back, they got in touch with the club, with the district, they chartered 50 people Rotaract club. It's happening with different countries. I'm not even talking about Interact and Rotaract clubs that are trying to get involved by traveling, making the events and the socials together. You probably have a question, how this program works, how the dots are connected. We never heard about this program. Pretty much this is how it worked. We worked out the system. Remember, we had over 40 groups travel through the United States. Everybody who's involved, Rotarians. When we tour one group, we present enough programs and presentations, convince people and organizations. This program makes difference. It's worth it to be supported. We got support from Rotary clubs, from the arts organizations, from the private foundations through the Rotary Foundation, from the Walmart who's sponsoring events all over the country. Mercedes stays behind that, and different colleges and universities. In the future, when one or another group will come to Chicago, you probably see one of those. 15 passenger van with the 15 young people inside, and everything what they need will be right there in that trailer. Personal equipment, sound instruments, costumes, and even sleeping bags, just in case they got stuck someplace. Because things do happen. Somehow I feel that some of you had a chance to travel overseas on the tours or on the mission trips. Can you just for a moment imagine yourself in this situation? You're Rotarian, you're in another country with a group, you're driving this kind of vehicle, full-on trailer, there's 15 young people, 18 years old with you. You're on the 4 or 5 weeks. You're traveling through the place like Texas. In the middle of the Texas, your vehicle breaks. You're sitting on the side of the highway. It's 80 degrees outside. Everybody flying 80. Young people support you, but you know they want to eat, they want to drink, they want to go to the bathroom. And you're Rotarian, you're in charge. You're trying to figure out what's wrong with this vehicle. It has only 300,000 miles on it. It should go. I've been there. I've been there. And actually, this is how it worked out for me. Taking the phone, looking for the Rotary directory, finding the closest Rotary club, making a call and saying, Mr. President or Madam President, you don't have to do anything, but this is who we are. This is what we do. And we got caught in this situation, and we're very close to you. Any chance you can give us a hand? What would you expect from Rotarians? 30, 40 minutes, few cars will rush in, will bring pizzas, will feed young people, take them, accommodate them, help us put us back on the road. And believe me or not, best friendships come up from this kind of stressful situations. We'll become a good friends for years to come, visit each other in different countries. Every time when we start conversation, it will start. Remember that funny situation when you got stuck someplace in the middle of nowhere and we had to rescue you? Oh no, that was not funny. But after realizing how important to have reliable transportation for us, for Rotarians, to do that work and travel with young people, few individuals said, you're doing right things, we would like to support you and throw a few bucks in the bucket. Few Rotary clubs said, we would like to be your co-sponsors and throw a few bucks in the bucket. Mercedes-Benz said, we would like to fulfill our corporate responsibilities. We would like to provide you a vehicle. We will diagnose it before each tour, change oil and fix it for free every time. And we will shine it up before each tour so you feel proud of what you do. Do what you do. And we got this. We got a 15-passenger 2020 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van sitting in the driveway and waiting when pandemic will end so we can bring these groups to you, to your club, to community, and to the United States. And in the future, ladies and gentlemen, when one or another group will travel by, I would encourage you to pay attention, come and visit one of their programs and show your Rotarian support for their hard work that they do. Or maybe even think about to host them for a day or two, so they have opportunity to bring it to your kids and grandkids, do something for the seniors, something for the community, do something open event, bring the people together and let everybody know that this is just one of the ways we can connect the world and improve relationship and understanding between people. If you're thinking how we host them, they're from different countries, speak different languages. Most of the times familiar with English and they take English as second language. If somebody has problems, Miami University support the program and the kids taking few months courses free at university, so you and them feel comfortable by get in touch together when they come and travel. From this presentation, ladies and gentlemen, if you feel this is just a touristy fun opportunity for young people to travel, see United States, enjoy it and perform and have some fun, you may be mistaken. Just think about that. How many performances this group have to do in 4 or 5 weeks to reach 50,000 people? Did you ever try to travel 10,000 miles in 4 or 5 weeks with an hour-by-hour schedule, traveling, visiting people, seeing, traveling, visiting people, seeing place, traveling, sleeping in the sleeping bags, traveling 4 or 5 weeks? And things do happen. I mean, just on the setting and the tearing down the sound system, it's job on its own. But sometimes tire will blow off. And you deal with that in the middle of the night when people are waiting. Sometimes somebody breaks the leg. It's changed everything. The concerts, routine, the schedule, hospitals. Sometimes somebody gets the flu. If one gets the flu, everybody gets the flu. They're in one vehicle, but nothing stops. Show must go on. They come as individual stars and they leave as a SWAT team, supporting each other, making such a great group. After 4 or 5 weeks is over, they sing so much stuff, visited so many people, made so many friends, performed so much. They go back full of the emotions, happy and dead tired. With time change, they often sleep for 2 weeks. And then for years, they will call and thank you, Rotarians, for that great experience that they got that made such a deep impact that will stay with them for all their life. I've been with the groups a number of times. I've seen the effect of this program. Responsibly, I can say this program and this organization for everybody involved in any form is a true opportunity for service above self. If you'd like to learn more about the program, there's a YouTube channel. If you subscribe there, I probably should go to the chat and paste those links right there so you can visit them later. Just don't forget to copy that. If you'd like to be on the top of the things, There's a Facebook page. If you like it there, you will know when the group's coming to the area. They would like to visit with you and meet with you and do something for your club and the community. There's a website address, RCF, and there's some history information about organization and the program. Also on the website, there's a couple buttons. If you can look carefully there, one of those is donate. Another one is Venmo. I probably should talk with Ellen before I do the presentation. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not a fundraiser. I'm not asking for the money. I promised it will not be fundraiser. But just in case, if you feel this kind of program is worthy to be supported and you want to use those buttons, keep in mind, we were inspired by you, Rotarians. We were put together by us, Rotarians. And with your support, Rotarians, we can go much farther to make the world better to live in for all of us. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to finish my program with a little bit of humor, just to be able to see smiles on your faces. If you Rotarians feel this kind of program is not worthy to be supported, you don't leave us any other choice but go and ask help from Kiwanis. No, I'm just kidding. I know people in the background of me will tell you, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for that great experience that they got to learn about the United States, learn about Rory, and build another bridge between the United States and the world. I'll be happy to take any questions. The goal for the program is to have young people from every corner of the world, every country, to come, visit with us, share with us, learn about the United States, learn about Rory, and together build a better world to live in for us and for our kids. I think we can do this because we're not just Rotarians. We are proud members of the great organization that's called Rory International.
Thank you so much. I hope you can hear you have the applause of this entire room and the smiles on the faces of a bunch of Rotarians here, Vitaly. That was just tremendous, and as a presentation too, has to be one of the best virtual presentations we've seen. Very well done. Does anyone have any questions, either online or in person here? If you do have one from online, go ahead and unmute yourself. I cannot see you. Mary Jo, go ahead. I'll have to repeat this question to you, Vitaly. One moment.
Up and down, but when can they start traveling again? When do they have
So our member Mary Jo Shepard asks, with the acknowledgement that COVID is going on and we're all in this together, when do you think that you guys will be back to doing these wonderful events?
Looks like vaccine is starting to work. We're getting back on the track. We already have the group from Belarus, and they're right now in line to get the visas. As soon as they get it, we're planning to have the first group to travel in August. And I can promise you, they definitely will be in Chicago.
That's a great answer, and you can rest assured that some Rotarians from this club will be in attendance. That's just wonderful to hear. Anyone else in person have any questions, or anyone else online? I'm looking around to see if anyone's furiously raising their hands. Seeing none, Vitaly, thank you so much for a tremendous presentation for us today.
One more thing can I say, Wes? In the future, when one or another group will come to the United States, will come to the area, as soon as we know that they're definitely coming, when they went through the process of visas, we will know it a few months in advance. We will send you with the email. We'll say, you heard the presentation. This group will be here for a couple of days, and after a few months, can you pass it along to the Rotarians of the club? If you guys feel it would be appropriate and you want to do something, maybe host them for there too, maybe just organize one or another event for kids, for the seniors, for the club, or maybe just visit when they're traveling through for a coffee and say, welcome to Illinois, welcome to United States, and show you support. That will be a good start.
On behalf of this club, we would be honored to do so, Vitaly. Thank you. Looking forward to it. We are 10 minutes before the end of our meeting, but I think it's close enough to where I'll call our meeting to adjourn right now and let everyone stay and commiserate with one another. But I'll ask now for everyone to please rise. And Vitaly, I would be, oh, you know what? You don't know the four-way test. Yeah, the four-way test, excuse me, the four-way pact. Vitaly, I would be honored if you would lead us in the four-way test of things that we think, say, and do.
Absolutely. Number one is it the truth? Number two, is it fair to all concerned? Number three, will it build a goodwill and better friendship? Number four, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And number five, will it be fun?
Thank you, everyone. And this week, just like every week, I ask that you show everyone in your life that Rotary opens opportunities. Thank you, everyone. Great, great job, Natalia. That was just tremendous. Thank you. Lots of smiles on faces here, and my sincere thanks to you.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. Great group. It's nice to be here. If anybody from the Zoom, I hang out for a little bit. If anybody has a question.
I just put them on mine double for my online contribution. You know,
Amazing.
don't worry about that.
Thank you. Thank you. You helped me out a ton. Thank you, Bill.
When are you going to Carbondale? Because I'm going on
Oh,
Thursday.
you really? I'm going on Monday. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm going on Monday, and I'm just going to go hiking, and I just want to, I'm going by myself, literally want to go hiking.
My son's one of the centuries in oh, nice. The Garden of Gods.
So cool. That's exactly where I'm going. I'll be enjoying
The Garden of the Gods, yeah. I'm not.
That's so cool.
Like the hiking that he does, but
Yeah. Yes, just nice to go out and the weather looks great. And so I rented a cabin on the golf course at Stone Creek, which is the place I used to play when I was.
because I'm looking, there's like nothing available for just Thursday, Friday of next week. Stone Creek.
So go look at Stone Creek Golf Course because they have like 6 cabins to be able to rent there. When I looked, like none of them are rented, and you get free golf lessons. It was like
It's like Giant City, and there's nothing available in Giant City.
The Holiday Inn is also widely open. I know
Yeah.
too. I'm gonna grab one there.
We stayed at Holiday, but we've stayed in, because Matt's apartment is real close to that new hotel.
Yeah.
Pullman, we.
Yeah, right downtown.
But,
Okay.
but it's not bad, because
I don't need to say that close.
his apartment is, right, his apartment is like.
Sounds like by College Street then.
Yeah.
Okay.
His apartment's on Illinois.
Maybe.
I'm not looking for it, and I'll let you know.
Hope we see you soon, Jack.
I'll let her know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that should be,
It's gonna be a nice little trip.
I'm excited to do some hiking, get out here, but.
Mhm.
It's pretty to the Garden of the Gods.
Yeah, right. It's
It's
just
gonna be in Florence, Kentucky, which is right outside of.
different than Florence, Italy, I'm sure. That's what I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Then I will be done paying SIU bill.
There you go. I won't be done until the